Myra Hayes adjusted the controls on her ship, the Stellar Voyager, as it drifted closer to the strange star system. She had been chasing this signal for weeks, an unusual combination of images, sounds, and patterns that didn't match anything humans had ever detected before. At first, she thought it was just another quirk of cosmic interference, but something about it felt personal. The signal seemed alive, almost like it was trying to speak to her. She frowned as the ship's sensors beeped, translating the complex alien patterns into data she could understand. The images were strange, vivid pictures of a young girl with familiar features, yet undeniably alien. Her large eyes reflected the light of a crystal city, and the skin had a soft, iridescent glow. Myra's heart skipped a beat. There was something deeply human about her expression, something in the way she tilted her head, curious and alert. Myra's fingers trembled slightly as she compared the images to the records she had. Family photos, old documents from her grandparents, things she barely remembered. Could this be a descendant of her family? Myra took a deep breath. She had to know. She typed in the final commands, and the ship adjusted its course toward the planet from which the signal originated. Outside the viewport, the star glimmered like a distant jewel, surrounded by planets of unusual colors. One of them, the largest, was covered in crystalline formations that reflected the starlight in rainbow patterns. This had to be it, the home of whoever or whatever was sending the signal. The ship's AI, a calm female voice named Lyra, spoke softly. "Captain Hayes, I am detecting heavy atmospheric activity near the surface. Landing conditions are unstable." She tightened her grip on the controls. Humans were explorers. They faced danger because they had to, because curiosity and courage were stronger than fear. That's what her grandmother used to say, and somehow Myra felt her words echo in her mind now. As the stellar Voyager descended, the surface of the planet came into focus. It was breathtaking. Cities of shimmering crystal rose from the ground, with towers shaped like spirals and domes that reflected the sun in hundreds of colors. Gardens floated above the streets, suspended in glowing energy fields, and alien vehicles zipped silently through the air. It was unlike anything human engineers had ever imagined, yet everything seemed harmonious and alive. Myra pressed a hand to the glass, feeling both awe and a strange sense of familiarity. Then the signal became clearer. The girl in the images moved, walking through a hall lined with other aliens. Myra could see her expressions now, wonder, intelligence, and something oddly human. She swallowed hard. "Lyra, do you think, could she really be one of us?" But genetic analysis of the signal suggests a mix of human and alien markers. The probability is high. Landing was not easy. The air shimmered with energy, and the ground beneath the ship seemed to pulse with light. Myra had to adjust the landing stabilizers constantly. After tense moments that made her fingers ache, the ship touched down in a wide plaza in the heart of the city. Crystal structures towered on all sides, reflecting sunlight into brilliant patterns. The plaza itself was empty, yet it felt alive, as if it were waiting for her. She opened the hatch, letting the warm, shimmering air wash over her. The moment her boots touched the ground, she felt a subtle vibration, like the city itself was acknowledging her presence. Myra lifted her eyes and saw movement above. A group of aliens descended from the floating gardens. They were tall, elegant, and humanoid in form, but clearly not human. Their eyes held intelligence and curiosity, their skin glimmered softly, and they moved with a grace that spoke of centuries of culture and refinement. One of them, taller than the rest, stepped forward. Her presence was commanding, almost regal. She had an aura of authority that made Myra instinctively stand taller. This had to be the Queen. Myra's heart pounded. She reminded herself to breathe. Humans could do this. Humans had faced impossible odds before. The Queen spoke, her voice melodic yet firm. "Who are you, human, and why have you come to our city uninvited?" "I believe she may be connected to my family. I mean no harm. I only seek knowledge and perhaps answers." The aliens moved smoothly, like water flowing over stones, leading her through the crystalline streets to a massive palace at the center of the city. The architecture was breathtaking, walls carved with intricate patterns that seemed to move when you looked at them, halls that glowed with soft energy, and floating staircases that bent physics in impossible ways. Inside the palace, Myra finally saw her, the girl from the signal. She was standing on a balcony overlooking a garden filled with glowing plants. Her eyes were wide as she saw Myra, and Myra felt her own chest tighten. The resemblance was astonishing. The girl's posture, the tilt of her head, the quiet curiosity in her gaze, it was uncanny. Myra stepped forward, unsure if she should call out. The queen approached the balcony, moving with calm authority. She studied Myra closely. Her expression softened in a way Myra didn't expect. "Is this my granddaughter?" she whispered to herself. The words were almost lost in the vast hall, but Myra heard them. A wave of emotion passed through the queen's posture, a mixture of shock, disbelief, and recognition. Myra took a tentative step forward. I don't know, but I think we can find out together." Generations of humans had been lost or forgotten, yet somehow here she was, standing in the presence of her own blood and an alien queen who had seen centuries pass. The air hummed with possibility. The queen gestured toward a device in the center of the chamber. "We will test your connection. If your blood carries the markers of our allies long ago, we will know the truth." The machine whirred to life, scanning Myra with gentle beams of light. She felt a warmth spreading through her, a strange comfort in the glow. The queen watched silently, her expression unreadable yet intensely focused. Minutes passed, though it felt like hours, until finally the machine emitted a soft chime. The queen's eyes widened slightly. She stepped closer, looking at Myra with something that resembled awe. "Your blood, it carries the heritage we thought lost," she said. "You are truly connected to us. You are of our lineage." She was not just an observer of this alien world. She was part of it, connected through generations she had never known existed. The queen turned her gaze to the balcony where the girl stood. "And you," she said, "are the continuation of what was almost forgotten." There was something unspoken passing between them, a connection that words could not capture. Myra's heart swelled. Humans had always thrived against impossible odds, and here was proof. Even across species and centuries, their resilience and spirit endured. The queen finally spoke again, her voice calm but firm. "We will learn together the truth of your heritage and the place humans may hold in our world." Outside the chamber, the city shimmered in the light of its twin suns. The crystal towers reflected 1,000 colors, and the floating gardens swayed gently. Myra stood tall, feeling the strength and courage of humanity flowing through her. Whatever came next, she would face it with the same determination that had carried her ancestors across oceans, continents, and now across the stars. And for the first time in her life, she understood that humans were not just survivors. They were pioneers, explorers, and the bearers of a legacy that could reach even the farthest corners of the galaxy. Myra stepped carefully through the palace halls, her eyes wide with wonder. Every surface glimmered with soft light, and the walls were carved with delicate patterns that seemed to shift when she looked at them. The floor was smooth and translucent, glowing faintly with energy flowing beneath it. She had never seen anything like it. Earth's most advanced technology seemed crude in comparison. The queen, Celera, walked beside her, graceful and calm, her presence commanding attention. She did not speak at first, but Myra could feel the weight of her gaze. It was not hostile, but it was studying her, measuring her. Myra knew she had to be careful. This was alien territory, and she had to earn trust. Humans had survived against impossible odds, and she would not let herself fail now. The hallway opened into a large chamber filled with floating platforms. Each platform held holographic images, maps of galaxies, records of civilizations, and what looked like detailed histories of alien and human interaction. Myra stepped closer, fascinated. "These records, are they about humans?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Celera's eyes softened slightly. "Some are," she said. "Long ago, humans came to this world. Few remained and fewer thrived. Your ancestors helped us when we faced great danger. They shared their creativity, their ideas, their courage. But over time, they were forgotten, their memory faded from our records. You may change that." She had always known humanity could achieve great things, but hearing it from the queen of a faraway civilization made her chest swell with pride. Humans survived, adapted, and even influenced alien societies without their knowledge. She felt a deep sense of responsibility. As they moved forward, they entered a room where other aliens were gathered. They stopped talking when Myra and Celera entered, their expressions guarded. Myra noticed a few who glanced at her with curiosity, others with suspicion. She straightened her shoulders. Humans were not easily intimidated, and she would show them she belonged here. Celera addressed them. "This human, Captain Myra Hayes of Earth, comes to learn and understand. She carries the heritage of those we once trusted. Treat her with respect, or you will answer to me." "I understand your concern," she said, her voice steady. "I have come alone, unarmed, and with no intent to harm. I only want to learn and help. Humans survive by solving problems, by understanding challenges. That is why I am here." Her heart raced, but humans had faced fear before. They had crossed oceans, climbed mountains, and now they were crossing the stars. She would not falter. The taller alien, still cautious, finally nodded. Very well, we will observe her. If she proves herself, she may earn our trust. The view was breathtaking. The crystalline towers reflected the light of two suns, and floating gardens hovered effortlessly in the air. The streets below were alive with movement. Aliens of various shapes and sizes walked, flew, or hovered, each engaged in their own tasks. Vehicles glided silently between the towers, and streams of energy flowed through the city like invisible rivers. Myra felt both awe and a strange sense of familiarity. There was life here, intelligence and culture, but the energy of the city reminded her of humanity's ability to create, adapt, and endure. Humans might not have towers of crystal or floating gardens, but their cities were alive in their own way, fueled by creativity and determination. She could feel a connection, not just to the girl from the signal, but to her own species. Humans had always reached for the stars, and now she was seeing what that ambition could look like in another world. Celara spoke, her voice calm. You must see the heart of our society, Myra, not just our buildings, but our people, our challenges. If you are to understand your heritage, you must understand us. Children played in floating gardens, while adults conducted tasks with efficiency and care. Suddenly, a commotion drew their attention. A small group of aliens rushed past, their expressions urgent. Myra noticed a device near the center of the plaza, a glowing energy module flickering erratically. Sparks flew, and a faint hum of danger vibrated through the plaza. Myra stepped forward instinctively. Let me help, she said. I can stabilize it. Myra examined the connectors, noting patterns and rhythms she had learned from human engineering. She adjusted the flow, rerouted energy temporarily, and guided it to stabilize. The sparks died down, the hum softened, and the module began to operate normally. The crowd watched silently, then erupted in murmurs of astonishment. Even the taller alien from earlier stepped back, eyes wide. Celara smiled faintly. You have done well. Humans indeed think differently. You are not just a relic of the past. You are capable, intelligent, and brave. After the incident, Celara guided Myra to a quiet chamber overlooking the city. The queen's expression was thoughtful. Some among my people doubt humans, she said. They fear what they do not understand. You must prove that humans are worthy not through words but through actions. That is our strength. This will be the first step in bridging our worlds. That night Myra could not sleep. She gazed out at the glowing city, the twin suns casting soft light across the crystalline towers. The girl from the signal appeared in her thoughts, her image clear and vivid. Myra wondered what it would be like to meet her, to connect across the gulf of species and time. Humans were not just survivors, they were explorers, creators, and connectors. This girl, like her, was part of that enduring spirit. As dawn approached, Myra prepared for the council. She reviewed the alien records she had seen, noting patterns, energy flows, and methods of problem-solving. She realized that while alien technology was more advanced, humans had an advantage in adaptability and improvisation. Where aliens relied on centuries of knowledge, humans could innovate on the spot, make leaps of understanding, and find solutions in chaos. When the council chamber opened, Myra stepped inside with steady confidence. The room was enormous, circular, with holographic displays rotating in midair. Aliens of all kinds gathered, each representing different disciplines: engineering, energy manipulation, biology, and strategy. The chamber hummed with anticipation. Celara spoke to the assembly. Today, we welcome a human, Captain Myra Hayes of Earth. She carries the heritage of those who once helped us and may yet help us again. Observe and learn from her abilities. Myra examined the puzzle carefully, noting the flow patterns. While aliens worked systematically, following centuries of methodology, Myra looked for shortcuts, for insights others had missed. She adjusted connections, rerouted flows, and anticipated potential failures. Within moments, the grid stabilized. The chamber lights brightened, and a wave of approval swept through the council. Celara's eyes gleamed with quiet pride. Myra had not just solved the problem, she had shown humans' ability to think differently, to adapt under pressure. This was more than a skill, it was a proof of humanity's enduring spirit. As the day progressed, Myra faced further challenges: biological simulations, strategic puzzles, and communication tests. Each time she applied human ingenuity, learning quickly, improvising solutions, and earning respect. By evening, the council had shifted from skepticism to admiration. Solara approached Myra as the chamber emptied. "You have done well," she said. "You have shown that humans are not just survivors, but innovators, collaborators, and thinkers. Your presence here may change how our people view humanity forever." Humans had survived centuries of challenges, and here she stood, proof that their spirit could endure, adapt, and thrive even in the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Myra walked through the palace halls with a mixture of awe and anticipation. She had spent the day at the Council of Innovation, demonstrating human problem-solving and ingenuity, and had earned respect from many aliens who had been skeptical of her abilities. Yet, she knew the most important discovery still awaited her. She had to understand the truth of her lineage, why she felt this deep connection to the alien world, and why the Queen had recognized something familiar in her the moment they met. Solara led her to a private chamber, one Myra had not seen before. The walls were made of translucent crystal that glowed softly, and streams of energy pulsed gently through channels carved into the floor. At the center of the room was a circular table, its surface a holographic display showing a series of human and alien DNA sequences, some of them centuries old. The room hummed with quiet power, and Myra could feel the weight of history pressing down on her. "This," Solara said, her voice calm but firm, "is where we keep the records of all those who have influenced our civilization, human and alien alike. Your presence here is not an accident, Myra. Your blood carries the markers of a lineage we thought lost long ago." She saw sequences that resembled human DNA, intertwined with alien markers that seemed almost impossible. The data suggested a careful blending of traits, human creativity and resilience combined with alien longevity and intelligence. Myra's mind raced as she tried to comprehend the implications. "You mean, I am a hybrid?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Solara nodded. "Not a hybrid in the sense you might think. Your ancestors were part of a project centuries ago, a collaboration between humans and our people. They were brought here willingly or not to help us survive a crisis. Your grandmother and those like her shared knowledge, problem-solving skills, and courage that shaped our society. Many of their descendants remained hidden, but you carry their legacy." She was connected to this world in ways she had never imagined. Solara motioned toward one of the holographic displays. "This young girl you saw from the signal, she is a direct descendant of your lineage. You are connected through blood and spirit. She may be your granddaughter, though generations and time have shifted the details. We have kept her safe, hidden from those who might not understand the importance of her heritage." Humanity's ingenuity and adaptability had not only persisted on Earth, they had left a mark here, influencing an alien civilization. Solara continued, "You must understand, Myra, this knowledge comes with responsibility. Humans are rare in our world, and your presence will change perceptions. Some among my people still distrust humans, fearing what they do not understand. You must show them, through action, the value of your species." Solara activated another display, showing images of past collaborations between humans and aliens. Humans had contributed designs for energy systems, strategies for resource management, and innovative approaches to solving complex problems. Even though their presence was limited, their impact was profound. Myra felt a deep pride. Her ancestors had helped shape a civilization, and now she had the chance to continue that work. As they spoke, the young girl appeared in the doorway. Her eyes widened as she saw Myra. There was curiosity, recognition, and something else, an unspoken bond that transcended language and species. Myra stepped forward slowly, her heart pounding. "Hello," she said softly. I think we are connected. I think you may be my granddaughter or part of my family. Humans have always survived by understanding, by connecting, by adapting. You carry that spirit, Myra. Teach her, guide her, and learn from her as well. Together, we can learn and understand." She had grown up surrounded by alien culture, learning their knowledge and ways, yet her human traits were evident: curiosity, ingenuity, and the drive to explore. Myra saw in her own eyes the reflections of her ancestors, the qualities that had allowed humans to survive and thrive even when separated from their home planet. Solara observed quietly, occasionally offering guidance. "You see, Myra, humans are not just survivors," she said. "They are innovators. They adapt, they create, and they inspire. That is why your lineage has endured here. That is why you are here now." Humans were small in the vastness of the galaxy, yet their influence could reach far beyond what anyone imagined. As the day progressed, Myra and the girl explored the palace together. The girl showed Myra the gardens, the libraries, and the technology that humans had once helped design. Myra marveled at how human creativity had merged with alien sophistication. It was a perfect combination: adaptability, imagination, and courage blended with precision, longevity, and advanced knowledge. Later, Celara returned to speak with Myra privately. "There are those among my people who will not accept humans easily," she said. "They may see your presence as a threat or an anomaly. You must be prepared to face skepticism, to prove through action that humanity's value is real." Celara continued, her tone softening. "Your connection to this girl and your heritage is a bridge. If you succeed, you will not only understand your past, but you will shape the future, both for humans and for our people. Together, we can ensure that collaboration and understanding endure." Humans had survived countless trials, and now in this alien world, they had the chance to leave a mark once again. That evening, Myra sat in a quiet chamber, reflecting on everything she had learned. She thought about her ancestors, about the humans who had been part of the alien world centuries ago, and about the girl she had just met. Humanity had always been resilient, creative, and brave. Here, among the stars and advanced civilizations, those qualities were just as vital. She realized that her journey was only beginning. There would be challenges, skepticism, and obstacles to overcome, but humans had never shied away from adversity. They thrived in it. They grew from it. And Myra would honor that legacy, not just for herself, but for her family, her people, and the generations yet to come. As she looked out at the glowing city from her chamber window, Myra felt a sense of purpose she had never known before. Humans had reached for the stars, and now she was standing among them, connected to a lineage that spanned centuries and species. She understood that being human was not just about survival. It was about courage, creativity, and the ability to inspire change wherever one went. And in that moment, Myra Hayes knew that humans were not only part of the galaxy. They were a force of ingenuity and hope, capable of leaving their mark even in the most distant and advanced civilizations. The challenge ahead would be great, but for the first time, she felt truly ready to face it. The day began with a quiet tension in the Crystal Palace. Myra woke to the soft glow of the twin suns, reflecting in the floating gardens outside her window. Even after the revelations of her lineage and her successful demonstration at the Council of Innovation, not all the aliens welcomed her presence. Some viewed humans as unpredictable, even dangerous, and Myra could feel the weight of their silent scrutiny. Celara met her in the chamber for a briefing. Her expression was calm but serious. "Myra, there are factions among my people who distrust humans. They fear you will disrupt our society or challenge their authority. You must be prepared. The actions you take today may determine whether humans are accepted or questioned within our world." She would prove again that adaptability and courage were humanity's greatest strengths. The palace doors opened to reveal a city in motion. The energy cores powering parts of the city were flickering irregularly, a rare phenomenon that caused concern among the alien engineers. Rumors spread quickly. A rogue AI ship had entered the system, moving toward the city at high speed. Panic rippled through the plaza, but Myra stepped forward instinctively. Humans had always confronted danger head-on, and this was no different. Celara approached her, eyes narrowed with concern. "This AI ship is unlike anything we have faced. It is not simply a machine. It adapts, learns, and reacts unpredictably. We have measures, but they may not be enough. Can you help? We can predict its moves by seeing patterns it doesn't expect. So we'll change our approach continuously, using both technology and strategy it won't predict." When the rogue ship arrived in orbit, it unleashed energy pulses that disrupted the city's outer shields. Myra remained calm, directing the team to deploy the decoys. Alien engineers adjusted energy flows under her guidance, while human sensors tracked the AI's reactions. Every pulse, every maneuver was calculated to mislead the machine. The city watched from above and below. Many had doubted humans' ability to contribute meaningfully, but here was a human leading a combined team against a threat far beyond anything most aliens had ever faced. Myra could feel the tension in the air, the hope resting on their actions. The AI ship adapted, predicting some moves but failing to anticipate the improvisation Myra had introduced. Each new maneuver disrupted its calculations, forcing it to retreat slightly, then readjust. Myra stayed focused, her mind analyzing patterns, predicting outcomes, and adjusting strategies in real time. Humans had always thrived in chaos, finding solutions where others saw none. After tense moments that felt like hours, the rogue ship's energy output began to falter. Myra directed the team to overload its sensors with conflicting signals, a tactic humans had developed long ago in simulations of unpredictable threats. The ship hesitated, then spun in orbit before finally retreating toward the edge of the system, leaving the city intact. A wave of relief and astonishment passed through the plaza and palace. Aliens who had doubted her looked on with newfound respect. Some whispered to one another, others approached her cautiously, eager to understand how humans could achieve what their advanced technology and long experience could not. Celara approached Myra, her expression a mixture of pride and awe. "You have done what many thought impossible." Humans, they do not simply survive, they adapt, innovate, and inspire. You have proven the value of your species beyond any doubt. This was just another example, proof that courage, intelligence, and adaptability were qualities that could cross species and civilizations. The day did not end there. The AI's retreat was only temporary, and Celara insisted on a debriefing with the council. Myra stood in the chamber once more, presenting her analysis of the encounter. She explained the patterns she observed, the logic behind the decoys, and the predictive techniques humans had developed over centuries. Her explanations were clear, simple, and effective. Alien engineers nodded in understanding, some taking notes for future strategy improvements. One alien elder, skeptical at first, approached her afterward. "You have shown us that humans are capable of understanding our technology in ways we did not expect. You are more than your ancestry. You are proof that humans bring value to the galaxy." She realized the AI threat had not only tested her skills, but also demonstrated humanity's enduring strengths. After the council, Myra returned to the private chamber with Celara and the young girl. The girl's eyes were wide, reflecting admiration and curiosity. Myra knelt to meet her gaze. "You see what humans can do," she said softly. "We survive, we think, we create solutions. That's what your family has always been capable of. That's in your blood, too. You have not only protected the city, Myra, but you have shown my people that humans are more than outsiders. You are innovators, problem solvers, and worthy allies. Yet there will be others who challenge this. You must remain vigilant and continue to demonstrate humanity's value through action. Humans have always faced challenges, and we have always risen to them. This is no different." The girl absorbed every lesson, asking questions, experimenting, and even offering her own ideas. Myra realized that this child was not only a part of her family, but also a reflection of humanity's enduring spirit. Later, Myra returned to her chamber, exhausted but exhilarated. She had faced danger, led a team, and earned respect in a world that had once doubted her very existence. Humans had always thrived on challenges, and today had been no exception. Across the galaxy far from Earth, they had shown that ingenuity, courage, and resilience were qualities that could bridge worlds. Celara visited her before nightfall. "You have done well, Myra. Humans are not just a footnote in history, they are a force. Remember that. Your actions here will be remembered, and your presence will inspire future generations, human and alien alike. Tomorrow, you will meet others who carry your bloodline. You will continue to build bridges, not just between humans and aliens, but between generations and worlds. Your journey has only begun, Myra Hayes." They had faced impossible odds and emerged stronger every time. Here, in an alien world, that legacy was alive, visible in the eyes of a young girl, the respect of the queen, and the admiration of those who had once doubted her. And Myra knew deep in her heart that whatever challenges lay ahead, humans would continue to rise, adapt, and inspire. Across galaxies, across species, and across generations, the spirit of humanity endured, and she was its living proof. Myra woke to the soft glow of the twin suns casting light across the crystal towers. Today would be the most important day of her journey. She could feel it. After proving human ingenuity, courage, and adaptability in the face of the rogue AI, she was finally ready to discover the full truth of her lineage, and to show the galaxy what humans were capable of. Celara met her at the palace gates, the queen's expression calm but firm. "Today, Myra, you will meet those who carry your bloodline. They await you, and their acceptance is vital. You will bridge the past and the future, human and alien alike. Are you ready?" Myra could feel centuries of knowledge and culture pressing on her, yet she was not overwhelmed. Humans had always faced the unknown and adapted. This was simply another challenge. Finally, they arrived at a large chamber. Inside were several figures, all humanoid in form but with subtle differences that marked them as part of the alien lineage. Each carried traces of human traits, expressions, gestures, curiosity, but combined with alien features and elegance. Myra's heart raced. These were her family, her bloodline, descendants of the humans who had helped shape this civilization centuries ago. One of the figures stepped forward, a young woman with soft, glowing skin and intelligent eyes that mirrored Myra's own. "Are you Captain Myra Hayes?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. "We have heard stories of humans, but never did we think one of us would appear here in person. I am part of this family, as you are, and I hope we can learn from each other." Myra felt warmth and connection growing in the chamber, a bridge forming across generations and species. Celera watched quietly from the side. "You see, Myra, humans are not only survivors," she said. "They are connectors. They carry knowledge, courage, and creativity across boundaries. You are proof that humanity can inspire, unite, and endure. I want to learn everything. I want to understand humans and my place in this family. I want to help to contribute." As they spoke, Celera approached Myra with a subtle gesture. "There is one more test," she said. "Not of skill or knowledge, but of trust and collaboration. The galaxy is vast and full of challenges. Your presence here is symbolic, but your actions will define the future. Will you lead humans and aliens together when the need arises?" Humans had always led when called upon, not by seeking power, but by stepping forward when others hesitated. "Yes," she said firmly. "Humans will stand and we will help. Together we can face whatever challenges come." The crystal towers reflected sunlight in dazzling patterns, and the floating gardens moved gently with the energy currents. Below, the citizens went about their lives, unaware of the gathering above, yet ready to witness history being made. Celera addressed the assembled family. "Today, we acknowledge the human lineage that has persisted within our civilization. You are part of this world, and your actions will define the future. Recognize your heritage and embrace the responsibility it brings. Together, we can build a future that honors both our peoples, our past, and the generations yet to come. You carry that same spirit." The rogue AI ship had returned, attempting another approach, but this time, the city's defenses were coordinated differently. Myra immediately recognized that the combined efforts of humans and aliens had strengthened the systems. She guided her family in coordinating energy flows, adjusting shields, and creating predictive algorithms based on both human intuition and alien precision. The AI ship faltered as it encountered the new defenses. It was learning, adapting, but Myra's strategies were unpredictable and dynamic. She watched patterns, anticipated its moves, and adjusted accordingly. The ship emitted a high-pitched hum before retreating again, recognizing it could not succeed. A cheer rose from the citizens below, and Myra turned to her family. "You see, together, humans and aliens can overcome even the greatest challenges. Our strengths complement each other. This is what it means to survive and thrive, no matter where you are in the galaxy. And that spirit will continue in you and the generations that follow. Humans have always reached for the stars, and now we can do so together with all of you. Your bloodline, your courage, and your ingenuity have inspired both humans and aliens alike. You have bridged worlds and generations." The young woman stepped beside Myra, and together they looked out over the city. "This is just the beginning," Myra said. "We can learn, grow, and create together. Our ancestors laid the foundation. Now we will continue the legacy. They are partners, innovators, and guides, and you, Myra Hayes, have shown them why." Humans had survived against impossible odds, adapted to challenges, and risen to lead when necessary. Now, standing with her family and the Queen, Myra understood that humanity's journey had only just begun. Their courage, creativity, and adaptability could shape not only Earth's future, but the galaxy itself. The city shimmered in the fading light, the crystal towers reflecting hope, knowledge, and unity. Myra felt pride not only in herself, but in the entire human race. They had reached for the stars, and now they had a place among them, respected, capable, and enduring. With a final glance at the horizon, Myra took a deep breath. She was ready for whatever came next. Humans had always faced the unknown and always triumphed. Here, among the stars and across worlds, they would continue to do so. And in that moment, Myra knew that humanity's legacy would endure, inspiring generations of humans and aliens alike. Across galaxies, across time, the spirit of humanity would shine, proving that courage, ingenuity, and resilience could bridge worlds, and nothing could stop it.